Hi, Susanna. I thought I'd just record a video to explain a little bit about how you could show work, okay? And I'm not going to say you have to follow my example exactly because you might think through it a little differently than I am, and that's fine as long as you show me something about your thought process. So the way I like you to look at this is if you had a friend that asked you how you got your answer because they were confused, you wouldn't just tell them, I looked at the unit circle. I mean, that wouldn't be very helpful to them because they would say, okay, great, what did you do when you looked at the unit circle? And so that's the kind of thing that I'm looking for you just to briefly explain what you did. So for this problem, let's say we're asked to solve for values of theta between 0 and 2 pi. I'm writing a little too far at the top here. Okay, so anyway, so these are some of the things that you could show me. First of all, you could draw a sketch and show where cosine is negative. You could even circle the negative, which is showing me that you are thinking about that. And I can see that the cosine is negative in quadrants 2 and 3. Okay, so this is what I would consider work because you're showing me what you thought through. Okay. And then you could also say, well, cosine is 1/2, so I know that pi over 3 corresponds to the ordered pair 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. So I'm going to underline the 1/2 because that's the part we're using. So that is how I know that this is my reference angle. See, these are all things that I guess you're doing without even stopping to think much, but if you were explaining it to someone, these are the kinds of things you would have to tell them. And then you could say my two answers are 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3. Okay, now this, I actually changed the directions to say 0 to 2 pi, but I believe on the worksheet it's for all solutions. And if that's the case, then you would say the answers are 2 pi over 3 plus 2 pi n or 2 pi k, or theta is equal to 4 pi over 3 plus 2 pi k. Okay? And you could say where k is an integer. Now, that's more like what I'm talking about, like showing that where you got your reference angle, showing a sketch, so that you are showing me that you knew to place that angle in quadrants 2 and 3. So basically, I want to see that you didn't just go to a calculator, plug it in, and get an answer. Okay? I want to see what you're thinking through. So, and then even when you're evaluating, let's just say I ask you what's the cosine of 2 pi over 3. Well, I hate to use the same thing, 2 pi over 3, so let's do something else. Let's say the cosine of pi over 6. For your work, you could say pi over 6 corresponds to the ordered pair square root of 3 over 2, 1/2. I'm going to use the x value. Square root of 3 over 2 is my answer. That would be sufficient work because that is showing what you thought through to get the cosine without going to a calculator and just plugging it in. Okay? So I hope this helps. I'm just trying to get you used to showing your work as you move to more advanced material and as you move into calculus next year. Your work will have to be justified or you will not get credit when you take the AP exam. So I'd like to see what your thought process is. Keep in mind, if I were in a face-to-face classroom with you, I could see you. I could tell if you were confused just by the look on your face. Okay? I can't do that here. So what I'm doing is having you show your thought process because it tells me a lot of how well you understand the material by how well you can explain what you did. Okay? So it does tell me information that I like to see from my students. And so that's why I'm doing it, for several reasons actually. So anyway, let me know if you have any other questions, okay? Have a good day.